Let's make sure we protect each other's mental space. If you ever need me, just call. I'ma come running, give it my all. Love is love, God wins. Keep your vibrations high and watch how your blessings.
I wanna know, Nikki, is you guilty? Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? I'll give anything to know. Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Cause if you're guilty, then I'm letting you go. They started the trial, but baby, you in denial. What about your A-list family? Such a terrible sight for us to see. We followed your story, you're taken down from your glory. Well, I guess you're #1 fan. Never dreamed you'd end up in the can. Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? I'll give anything to know. Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not?
Come in, grab a seat, grab a seat, grab a
Cause if you're
seat.
guilty, they're not letting you go. They've taken your crown,
Grab a
yeah, they've
seat.
taken you down. What you built has crumbled to the ground, all before the verdict is found. All of this ruin, was it all of you doing?
Candela, what's going on with you?
To the case. Yeah, we're checking that look up.
Hey, Woofie was in here earlier, throwing out his little fake threats.
Is you guilty or
Alright,
not?
we're gonna strike their page.
I'll give anything to know. Is you guilty or not?
Trying to make yourself seem important.
Is you
You
guilty
gotta
or
use
not?
me for stuff. I'm not using you.
Cause if you're guilty, then I'm
Jaguar don't even want to be with you no more. Your growth is
Nigga, you
pathetic.
filthy.
Like
Maybe
you're
the
not
crime
growing.
that they saying
You're
ain't
not
it.
doing what you're doing as
Blitz
a
covered up some real
technician.
life ish.
As a
So much
wolf
scandal,
cookie technician,
$1 million
you know what I'm
vandal,
saying?
nasty, freaky, dirty parties all oiled, leaving the hotel rooms all soiled. Everybody
how to
signing
manage that.
NDAs
You don't
to
know how to
cover your
manage it
tracks,
right.
but now the courtroom gonna uncover the facts.
or not? Is you guilty or
know?
not? Is you
You gotta
guilty
have
or
good
not?
management. You ain't a good manager.
I'll give anything to know. Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Cause if you're guilty, they not letting you go. Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty
Yeah,
or
we
not?
was putting out so
Is you
much stuff
guilty or
over here. She all stagnant and shit, fucking with Wolf Coochie. She can't really go nowhere, you know what I mean? Wolf Coochie don't know how
If
to
someone
maneuver. He ain't,
says I told you
know.
so, then what is
That's what Wolf
destiny?
worried about.
Cause
He
if
knows
I
it.
know, then I
She
can
looking for
show
a replacement. You know what I'm
the
saying?
very best of
It was gonna be
me.
Ronnie's flow.
Dividing
You know what I mean?
lines, dividing
Trying to
time.
get Ronnie's flow, but
Sometimes
Ronnie's
not
flow
our
is slow.
choosing.
You know what I mean? Ronnie's flow too
If we
slow.
want more, we should explore. There will be no losing. Let love guide you. Let love
Yeah, Ronnie's flow got all scared and shit, didn't know how to
Let
play the
love
role.
guide you.
You know what I mean? Got all scared and shit,
Let
wanted to
love
play
be
left
the
field,
light.
you know?
Let love guide you.
Everybody don't got the gift of gab to make it on these platforms. Wolf Cookie, ain't nobody, he's not entertaining. Nobody's about to sit there, he's not about to draw the crowd. None of that, you know what I mean? It's honest.
If someone says
Talking
I
about,
know
yeah,
the
you know, we was in the
way,
studio last night,
should
putting some
we
beats
just go
together.
follow?
You don't get your
Or do the
1979,
ones who take the
1985 beat taking
lead?
ass out of here.
End up feeling hollow. Blurring lines and blurring times.
That's
This
why
is
Jaguar
what
ain't
they're
come out with nothing yet.
doing.
all this AI
'Cause if
stuff,
we
all this
know
technology right
inside our
now, and she ain't dropped an
hearts,
album yet,
then
she
it's
could have
worth
already had,
pursuing.
you know what
Let
I'm saying, some
love
songs on
guide
Spotify or something like
you.
that. Like Wolf Cookie could have
Let
already
love
had,
be the
you know what I
light.
mean, the stuff downloaded
Let
to put
love
music out there.
guide
They could have
you.
already dropped the album, you
Let
know.
love be the light. Let
Call it
love
the Woofie
guide
Cat
you.
now.
Let love be the light. It's inside you.
Not much Spice Girls
Shining
or something.
day
I
and
don't know. And you see how fast that website disappeared. It had Wolf Cookie's phone number on there. You see how fast this website disappeared off of there. You see how fast that GoDaddy site disappeared.
A wise man told me once before, just to let it be.
See, they
Now
try to
that I
make it seem
know,
like ain't
I
nobody
get to
pay
show.
attention. Nobody can't put the pieces together. I put the pieces together real nice for you. I'd be like Sherlock Holmes out that motherfucker. I'd be putting the pieces together so nicely. The game is afoot, dear Watson. You know, the stuff I'll be pointing out, they still trying to figure out. Right now, they still trying to figure out the stuff I pointed out 10 months ago, a year ago. They still trying to figure it out. Like, damn, ain't nobody never pinpoint that shit how we pinpointed that shit over here. We point out the truth, right? Using them to do it. That's the crazy thing. We let them we let them do it. You know? We let them expose themselves. And they fall for it every time. They can't really answer no questions from over this side of the table. They be trying, they be telling on themselves. The more they answer the question, the more they tell on themselves. You're like, damn, that led you down a deeper hole. Jaguar Papa, I didn't come over here for no interview. What you come over here for then, Miss Celebrity? I didn't come over here for no interview. Get your ass up out of here then. Acting like they know some shit. She know. She practiced all of that dark stuff. She thinks she know about alchemy, but it's backfiring on her right now. It's all backfiring on her right now. All of it's backfiring on her. She thought she was like Allstate in good hands, you know? And then remember, she started to lose it. She pulled it back in a little bit, but she started to lose it. When she started to blame Wolf Coochie for stuff, she started to lose it. Somebody had to get her together. Like, look, you letting this internet get to you. Calm down. Remember, we criminals. This shit ain't real. You really starting to believe the character that we created. Like, stop. You Jacqueline Suzette, a scammer. You not Jaguar Wright. Jaguar Wright is the scam. So stop acting like you bigger than the program. You know what I mean? That's what they trying to tell her. You not really a victim. You got to remember that. She keep on forgetting that. You know what I'm saying? Drug, whatever, because she you gotta remember she's self-medicating. She's not using the you know what I mean, she's not taking the drugs that they was given coming out of that hospital. She ain't probably been there for a minute, so she using other methods. See, the problem with some of them meds that they give you, once you get on them, you can't get off of them. Quantum, what's going on with you? You can come up in the box if you want. Once you get on some of them meds, you can't get off of them. So you can only imagine how warped her mind really is, you know? Remember, she went in the police station, started telling the police that she was going to have stuff done to them. They ain't even do nothing. They was like, man, we ain't even listening to your threats. Quantum, what's going on with you? You know, same old, same old. I got a live going on right now. You say what? Oh yeah, I uh no, I remember. I be trying to like explain to people like, listen, you got to be mindful of your capabilities of what you're capable of. You know what I mean? Like your thoughts are more powerful than what you give it credit for. And if you're constantly using your thoughts to talk about low vibrational things, then that means you're in a low vibrational frequency that you have to figure out. You know, a lot. Well, luckily, I found a way to put it without coming off because surely that could have turned around and she could have played the victim depending on how I put it. So I was just trying to, you know, but the universe helped me with it, and especially when I said, "Why are you not remembering her in the light?" You know what I mean? Why are you remembering her in her darkest? You know, that part. I mean, that's what it's for, right? That's what we all for. We all are here collectively trying to remind each other a better way. Yeah. Okay, so like basically about a year ago or a year and some change ago, I was sitting on TikTok and I was like, we need a more, physical way of pointing out these demonic entities that live in the vessels of man. So, when it comes down to it, the best thing you could do is look at personas and point out the energies that they are presenting, So if there's a uh, social experiment of chaos, then you want to find one of the sources of that chaos in order to point it out to show like how they're manipulating this world, by putting out, victimizing software where this person is out there playing a victim and finding victims and torturing victims at the same time that she's playing a victim. You get what I'm saying? So it's hard for us to, have that empathy, sympathy, and all of that stuff for the real victims when you got, someone like Jaguar Wright in the mix. You know what I mean? You mean Ali Carter? No, 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 no. I mean, her. You got to think like there's a whole dance academy behind that girl that they don't really speak about. Is like on a whole nother spectrum of and then it's the situation with her and her girlfriend. Where she's more so protecting her girlfriend, and if that's the case, then yeah, she's scamming. They're living in houses and going out sitting in the car pretending like they're doing this. You know what I mean? Like it's the world has become one big survival tactic, and as long as you're doing what you got to do to survive, the justification behind it plays in your own mind. You know what I mean? They got their own levels of justification behind why they're doing what they're doing, why they're trying to point this negative outlook on the industry or certain characters in the industry, why they're trying to get assets taken, whatever the hell is going on. Like it's it's a bigger table. You know, you got to remember Jaguar Wright's son said that she's connected to the four women of the Zohars, and their whole thing is bringing about like Armageddon and bringing about the destruction of this world. When you look at her and the stuff she be doing over on YouTube, playing this character where she's got Shiva demons popping up and acting like she's in touch with the dead, and my father is with me, Angelo Minoche is with me, and all of this weird ass eerie shit. It shows you know the levels or the chains of events that are taking place inside the fragments of her mind. So these are different dimensions, if you would say, that she present herself in. And if you look at it, you can see the dark and the demonicness of it. Some people go into different personas of their self, and you see the happy, you see the giddy, you see the kid again, right? And then you got some people that goes into personas of their self. You see a higher philosophical, educational persona, right? And then some people go into like, the fornication and all of that lust. Ooh, 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 touch me. Ooh, all of that shit. So you're watching these different entities play out, in real time, in people. But if somebody's not there pointing out the examples of it, you ain't gonna know what to look for. You know what I mean? It's like Kanye West said, we're not against, flesh and blood, we're against principalities, we're against well, I know the scriptures say it, but don't nobody remember the scriptures saying it. People remember Kanye West saying it. The scriptures can't talk. Somebody have to speak it in order for it to be in the world.
Yeah. But that's the thing, right? I love me some Kanye. I think, like I was listening to something one of his songs the other day. And his songs always have a lot of meaning to it. Like there's always a lot of codes. Like you say, he's reciting scripture, and there's always a message. It's not like just like mumble rap where it's like, he's not saying anything. But do you think there's anything to the fact that they're kind of trying to make him out to look like he's crazy?
I think, however you look at this,
what's that?
The world is one big stage.
Yeah, we know that.
So what you see is based off of perception, the perception of what they want you to believe, right? If you already know that this person knows some information, it's echoing on your end. I don't know if you got to mute.
That's my mic. Hold on a second. Let me mute for a minute. Keep talking. I'm going to mute.
Okay.
I'm trying to get my salad going.
Okay. So, like, I don't know if people are aware of, like, say we was doing some dark stuff where whatever was involved, then you want to give off a level. It's almost like what Will Smith assistant said, that they put you in these situations. They'll tell you like, hey, go in my room and grab that money out my purse, because they know the camera is in the room. They know the purse is where they put it at. Now the purse, the camera don't know that they were sent in there to grab it. The camera just showed them going in your purse, grabbing money, right? So that's one piece of evidence that they can use to say that you're crazy, or to say that they can bring charges against you, right? So they want to get you in some type of guilt. The deeper the guilt, the deeper the hole, right? So, you look at Drake, and you look at the situation with Drake with the whole dog and him, doing it with dogs or whatever, right? And they got it on video, right? So they can make Drake character be whatever they want Drake character to be. They get all of these elites, higher ups. However, see, this goes back to the 90s. A lot of y'all don't remember Superhead, but Superhead taught Diddy something that shocked the shit out of him, and that was recording people, right? How to blackmail, right? When Superhead, said that she knew rappers that wanted it in their thing more than they, so on and so forth, right? Diddy was going around telling everybody like, man, don't mess with her, man. She be recording shit. You know what I mean? Because She she put his ass in a hole. That's why she was the only one that was able to come out with a book. Remember, Heavy D, all of the people who said that they was gonna write a book, all of them ended up sick and shit like that. You know what I mean? Ironically, Diddy about to get out and Ray J end up sick with pneumonia. Like, look at this. Like, come on, everybody that they use, like you got, Bernie Mac, you know what I'm saying? Look, that's why Cedric the Entertainer, I mean, that's why, Steve Harvey had to let his daughter rock around with Diddy for a little bit because he wanted Diddy to get, um um Bernie Mac out the way. What Bernie Mac go out from? Pneumonia, walking pneumonia, right? What Heavy D go out from? Walking pneumonia, right? Kim Porter, walking pneumonias. You get what I'm saying? Almost got walking pneumonia. You get what I'm saying? Fluid around the heart, however, whatever you want to look at, fluid on the lungs, all of that stuff. Like, you got to look at what was taking place, you know what I'm saying, in the industry. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at how they groomed their own kids. You know what I'm saying? Look at Samuel L. Jackson's daughter, straight freak. You know what I'm saying?
That was crazy what Jaguar Wright said about his son. I didn't know that until you talked about that this morning.
Jaguar, right? Think about that. Think about you. Listen. Think about you going around saying that your son was going to sacrifice you, and you knew about it. Think about that. You can never look at your son again the same because you thinking like, damn, he's trying to take me out. Like, cause y'all play that game. Cause that's the game, that's the shit that y'all doing. Sacrificing your own people, sacrificing your own family members. That's why she said, I had a chance to rejoin the Illuminati when my dad died. What you mean you had a chance to rejoin the Illuminati when your dad died? What does that mean? You had a chance to rejoin the Illuminati when your dad died. What does that mean? That's why I say, like, you got to pay attention. Like, I be, I be more so paying attention to stuff, but only because, like, I know the world is crazy, upside down crazy. So I be paying attention to stuff because I don't want to get caught up in it.
You're right about that. It's interesting that because I don't really pay attention much to hip hop, But even, I'm a big Prince head, and even like what happened to him, that was crazy too. And him and Michael, like that was crazy too. What happened to them? That didn't make no sense.
You got to go back. Like, you got to go back to how they said, like, there was tunnels that connected these houses to each other, so on and so forth. You got to go back to who was Puff Daddy security. How did Puff Daddy security end up being Michael Jackson's doctor? You know what I'm saying? Go back to when Biggie was spitting and Biggie was saying certain things about he knew somebody that run up in this and do this to you and so on and so forth. And they was talking about Puffy security and the levels that they were going through. Like, think about it. We didn't always have this technology. You ain't always have the ability to record, to catch them on camera. You know what I'm saying? In the 90s, you know what I mean? The early 90s, late 90s, however you want to look at it, they was getting away with a lot of stuff. You know?
Well, I mean, think about it. Like even like before that, right? We want to talk about hip hop, right? The Kennedys, all that other stuff that happened even before that.
I mean, Elvis Presley. Didn't Elvis Presley marry a 14-year-old?
He was like, I think he was like 14. But yeah, to your point, they didn't have as much security, or like, the stuff wasn't so recorded as it is now. I never thought of like how you put the Superhead thing, like the Superhead put that idea in Diddy's head to record stuff.
Yeah, that's why after that, that level of blackmail went up, recording certain things, you got to remember he had certain people doing, certain, freak offs. People was paying for these people. You didn't know who they was. They was masked, but they were paying to hit these people that they seen him with. The people that they, seen Diddy with. Yeah, you want that? Da, 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 da. You talking about elites, higher ups.
You were talking about earlier with like the organs, right, of the body and how powerful it is. That's the 13th, element that was removed. Do you think like they were harvesting energy?
Nah, you got to remember, like, so with that hormonal frequency, that secretion, they manipulate it. So that's why they keep it at a lower level, because if you build it up, then you're more capable of bringing in a more spiritual being than if you give somebody. Think about it. It's a reason why animals have mating season, right? They keep on saying that they're teaching us about our creative energy. That's what they keep on calling it. You'll hear Jaguar say, I didn't teach them. I didn't do nothing but teach them about their creative energy or whatever. That's hormones. That's hormonal energy. So they're teaching you about procreation. They're teaching you about the birds and the bees now. So instead of saying that they teaching you about the birds and the bees, they're gonna say, oh, we taught her about their creative energy, so on and so forth, right? But this is like why animals got mating season, because they're building up the secretion so it can be a more powerful secretion. You get what I'm saying? If I'm giving you 1 day old buildup of secretion, that's a weak seed. You know what I mean? But if I build it up for 30 days, strengthen the seed with inside my sac, and then pass you a strong seed, I'm passing you a righteous seed.
Makes so much sense. I know there is something to some of the seeing, like when people do save themselves and when people conserve. That's the thing too, is self-control, right? Sexual self-control.
Well, it's also like got to do with your digestive system. Like you want to put like fruitful things in the seed, so you want to eat, fruits and vegetables for those 30 days that you're building it. You're passing a righteous seed. You want to make sure that you're not, building like hateful energy inside yourself and all of that stuff while you're. You get what I'm saying?
These freak offs and these parties and people constantly spilling seed, that makes sense that it's just to keep weakening it.
It's to keep weakening it, but it's also they're using the power of that. Like when we release that, you know what I mean? It's a power that comes with that, sexual energy. So you got to think about it. Back in the day, they had sex chambers. I used to be like, why they got sex chambers? It was because those chambers was built to harness that energy. Sexual energy. This is why, like Nebuchadnezzar and all of them, like in the Bible and stuff like that, you say, oh, when they walked in, everybody was just laying around butt naked, fornicating, so on and so forth, because they was using sacral chakra energy. It goes back to the book of Revelation 17, 1-7, Mystery Babylon, prostitute that sits by the waters. You get what I'm saying?
Makes a lot of sense. It makes the energy and sex.
Right. Why it got punished to sit at the root chakra. So we got punished to coil at the base, the Kundalini energy. This goes back to Kemet, the teachings of the Kundalini and the energy inside the vessel, so on and so forth. So when you say when you're looking at certain things and you start to learn certain things, you'll realize why the vibrational frequency is so important, why music plays a factor. If they're going to push a society into a lower vibrational frequency through the music, it's a faster way to broadcast that lower vibrational frequency. Just drop the 808 drum and everything, and now boom, boom, boom. You might not even know it's happening, but it's hitting your body. Boom, 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 boom. It's keeping you in a fearful state, that low vibrational frequency. This is why they took out certain artists like Pharrell. If you go back and listen to all of Pharrell music, all of his had an up tempo beat. I'm so happy, clap along if you feel like. You go back and listen to his music, Neptunes, they had a certain, they was up at a 528 frequency, so it's like the hertz and stuff of what they play with in this music, it is affecting us. And that's why it goes back to what Lucifer was given the power of.
Yeah, that makes so much sense because also too, like the music that they'll produce and put out, they're gonna push out the Cardi B's and the Megan Thee Stallions because they want the masses more listening to that than somebody listening to higher vibrational music.
Right. I mean, everybody's not going to listen to Mozart, so they got to have the.
I was just going there. I was going to talk about Baroque music because Baroque music is known to invoke both hemispheres of the brain, the right and the left hemisphere of the brain, so people were more relaxed. And when you think about it, right, like the Renaissance era, that was all the era with that kind of music. Whereas now, like you said, we got the outer limits going on here because the frequencies they pushing out.
Yeah, it affected us. We just don't know the effects of it. And because we're creatures of habit, people got stuck in certain frequencies. And now they don't know how to get out of those frequencies and become a greater frequency of their self. It's tough, especially with the way of the world. It's tough to become a greater frequency of oneself because of the way of the world, It's like the world is trying to constantly get you to be in the lower version of yourself. Like when people see you eating with elegant, all of that stuff, they like, oh, you think you better than us. When people see you eating with your hands and stuff like that, they applaud that. Like, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Eating all kinds of gross amounts of food or whatever, those videos will go viral.
Right, because people want you to go back into they're constantly trying to get us to be the lower part of ourselves, which is that animal, right? They want you to be the animal, right? This is where that Mo comes in at, right? The Anu goes back to Anunnakis, right? Anu, Mo, right? The Mo goes back to mammal, right? So when they want you to be the mammal of yourself, right? This is the same thing as man. They want you to be the man instead of the hue that is in the man.
I didn't think about that. So when you talk about the hue, I love the etymology of words that you use. The hue, like we have the different colors, right? The different colors of our auras, the different colors of our chakras. Is that related to that you're talking about?
Kinda, sorta, yes. But like the hue is the Greek word for the spirit that is breathed inside of you, Holy Ghost, Holy Spirit. So it's like the hue goes back to man. So it's the what was breathed inside of mankind, inside the vessels. There's a spirit that is known as the hue or the ether, or there's many different names for it, but we're not our vessel. They want you to be of the vessel, so the vessel is like, okay, yeah, we came from animals, but we created a civilization of beings, and they're taking away our states of beings by constantly pushing out that animal concept, that whole got to get my nut off, that low vibrational concept, that whole eat thing. The crabs, remember the Bible say we wasn't supposed to eat crabs. It was bottom feeders, right? We was only supposed to eat the fish that had gills and fins. It had to have both, right? The things of the land that we were supposed to eat, it had to chew the cud and had a complete split hoof, right? The fowls of the sky that we were supposed to eat. It had to be specific. These were things that they were telling you in order to keep your vessel, pure, so you can create a firmament, right? Once they realized the manipulation of all of this, they changed all of this. See, this is why they tell you, like in history, that it seemed like back in the day we had greater technology and stuff like that, because we did, because we was using a higher we use more of our DNA than 23 chromosomes. 23 chromosomes is what they figured that we have to function on right now. But previously, we use more of our DNA, more chromosomes. There's 144 chromosomes in the 12 strands of DNA that we operate. So we're trying to push back into the operation of using more of those chromosomes. People fire letters are awakening. People DNA is changing, so on and so forth. So like it's like quantum physics and alchemy. We have to teach people how we are the Yahweh of this planet. So we got to teach people how we are the air, the earth, the water, and the fire. Like that's all inside of us to make us, materialize. There's a fire that burns inside of me. There's a water that flows through me. There's an earth that makes me concrete. So however we look at this, alchemy needs to be pushed back into the minds of the multitude so we can realize that we are omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient. There's an essence that seeps out of our head. If you ever see, if you ever, like, my mom used to always come watch us play football when I was younger, and we'd be running around, doing all of this stuff. It'd be like September or closer to like October, and it'd be kind of cold outside, and we running around doing all of this stuff. Soon as we take our helmet off, you'll just see a bunch of steam coming from our head, just rolling off of our head. That's the ether. That's the essence that comes off of us. It creates a firmament. It creates a ether around your body called your light body. So we're constantly pushing out this essence from our soft spot in our head and our feet. And it's creating a tutorial field around us. One coming from the left side, which is known as the feminine energy. One coming from the right side, which is known as the masculine energy.
What was the word that you said?
See, now you're trying to, I can't pronounce that word. Tutorial field. Tutorial. Yeah, it's like yeah, like a vortex field around going from the left and the right hemispheres of the vessel.
Because I'm trying to understand more. Like, I understand quantum physics as far as like manifestation is concerned, energy, like alignment, like the heart-mind connection, and you are more familiar with like the mathematics and the geometry and the etymology of the language of it, and that's where I'm trying to get more fluent in, because we all know it really ties together, marries together nicely. And the more I learn about it, the more it just makes more and more sense to me. The deeper I go down this rabbit hole, the clearer it is for me.
Well,
but I find it makes it a little bit more complicated to then deal with the world, because, like you said, most of the population is out of limits.
Right. So like the deeper you go, the more you'll start isolating yourself, because regular conversations are not going to be intriguing anymore. Like regular conversations are not going to spark that creative. Like when you have these conversations, it's like giving you downloads, like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Now I see this. Now I can see that in the world. Now I can see this in the world, right? As opposed to like regular conversation where it's just like, did you see the Eagles game the other night? And did you watch it? You're like, come on, yeah, oh my God.
We're not talking about higher vibrational things. And like I said, I can listen to equals MC squared and pi all day, whether or not I understand it, but it's an elevating conversation.
Right.
And that's where my vibrational frequency is. So it's difficult because dealing with people, and I don't want to put anybody down, but dealing with
I do. No, I'm joking.
When you were reading that on YouTube, that was really, I was like, wow, I need to get to Atlas level of reading people.
Oh, Wolf Cookie?
Yeah.
Because
people trying to drag me on the internet too, and I'm like, it's interesting because every time we come across a challenge in life, right, and us as alchemists and as physicists, or whatever we want to call ourselves, you got to step back and realize, like for me, right, if I come across an issue, I'm always like, okay, what's the lesson in this? because I read all the books, I know all the things or whatever, so I know how to solve this problem. But we also have to get the lesson in it in order to ascend, to the next level. But I forgot where I was going to with that. Oh, but yeah, like even my carnal self like wanted to do certain things to retaliate, but then I gotta know like how do I alchemize this? How do I transmit this energy where I'll get the outcome that I want out of it? Because it's easy for us to fall into our carnal selves, right, and do certain things.
The greatest thing that I realize is trouble don't last always. So I say that to say that comes with self too. You have to realize that you are too, like you are carnal, right? So you give to the carnal, which is the carnal, and give to the mind, which is the mind, right? And give to the spirit, which is the spirit. Once you realize that, you'll be able to feed all three, right? So you'll be able to find a way to make laughter of what the carnal needs because you'll have that discipline over the flesh. I tease my carnal all the time, even when it comes to food and stuff like that. I'll be hungry, not starving, because starving is when you don't know when your next meal is coming from. But I'll be famished, you know what I mean? I'll be famished, and just to tease myself, I'll give myself 2 pretzels and then laugh at myself like that's all you getting. You know what I mean? Like like my mind will laugh at my body as it disciplines my body. Like, I'm not giving you nothing else. You better be happy with those pretzels. Or I'll drink something and be like, you better be happy with that because I ain't putting no food in you today. You know what I mean? So, like, these are the things that I do to gain control over the flesh, because the flesh is weak. Sometimes I be craving, certain things. Like, I be craving certain things. Why? Because my family, that's what they made. That's what they made when I was younger. It takes me back, some of the things that people cook, macaroni and cheese, the smell of certain food, bacon on the stove, so on and so forth. So I live in the memory of tasting that. A lot of times I don't taste none of the foods that I have cravings for. I'll just tell myself like, damn, I want a cheesesteak right now. That'd be so nice. Ooh, a cheesesteak with the grit. And I'll never touch it. I'll never eat it. But I thought about it, and that was good enough for me. You know what I mean? So, like,
I haven't eaten chicken since 2017. I watched What the Hell, and I have been craving Popeye's chicken, and there's a Popeye, and you know how it's weird, right? What put the Popeyes in my head? But I feel like every time I go outside or I get in the car, I'm driving or I'm on a bus, I look up and I'll pass the Popeyes. And lately, I find like if I do exactly what you do, you gotta laugh at yourself. I'll be like, what would happen? Maybe I should just go in there and just order a 2-piece and a biscuit. And
you might be at that point where you just have to like indulge in a taste of it. Go order. Eat.
Maybe just bite like
yeah, just eat half, throw the other half away or something, just to. Because your craving might have reached that point where now it's in the it's the smell of it is going to be. You might be sitting there and ain't nothing around you, and you just smell that shit. Like, why did I just smell chicken? Ain't no chicken shop around, but your mind is that intense on it. So,
I feel like Oasis when you see like a fake water thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm conjuring up Popeyes like in random places.
Yeah. You might need to go ahead and get you a piece of chicken because the last thing you want is stuff around you to start looking like chicken, and you.
Right? I fast for Ramadan with my Muslim friends, and I've done it for 2 years now. And it's such a beautiful experience. It's rough. I don't know if you've ever done it. You fast from sun up to sundown.
Oh, I know. I did a 30-day sun up, sundown fast. I did a longer fast than that. Like, actually, like the Ramadan fast that I did, I didn't stop it. So I only eat 1 meal a day. Like, after like in the middle part of the day, I only eat 1 meal a day. So it's like I still practice that method of discipline that I go through Ramadan daily because I only eat one meal.
But you just said the key word, discipline. And we live in a society that very much it doesn't praise, it doesn't reward discipline. You know, like I think about it, right? Even if we think about music or artistry or whatever, like it used to be like the musician who could play the instrument the best or could actually sing. Now we have all these artificial things. You don't even really need to have discipline. You know, I play guitar and I don't even have the discipline to practice the way I need to practice to be at the level that I want to be at. But I like having them because, like you, it's a mental game for me. I'm like, all right, do I have the discipline to practice? I'm going to get my 30 minutes in a day. We're like the Spartans, right? You know, they work their bodies. Like when you look at ancient societies, right, they work out their bodies, they did work on their nourishment, and they worked on their mental too. Like it wasn't just exercising the body, they also exercised their mind. And like having a Jedi mind trick yourself to not need a Popeye's chicken wing or being like, I'm gonna do my 30, minutes of practice today. That's a muscle that I think that's why we in the outer limits now.
I remember when I came up off of chicken, I tried when they came out with this cauliflower, like breaded cauliflower. I started eating that, and like I somehow like I convinced myself like this is chicken, like this is like chicken right here. I started to go buy them.
The Gardein chicken fingers, I do like those. I will sometimes buy those, dip those in put that in the air fryer with some barbecue sauce.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like I started, but once I like now, like I don't even think about like chicken or like I don't even think about that stuff. Like my son, he always, throwing chicken in the air fryer, or the smell of it is always in the air or something like that.
Smelling it sometimes, and I'm like, not like right now. That's why you heard the noise in the kitchen because I was fixing a salad, fixing some bok choy and some romaine lettuce. But it really does take discipline. But I notice, it's amazing. Like I'm 54 years old now, and I commend, when I see people, in their 30s and stuff, or even in their 20s, and they're understanding these things. I'm like, wow, I don't beat myself up for it. I am where I'm supposed to be now, in my development. I'm okay with it. But it's beautiful to see younger people, and I love learning from you. Like I said, listening to it and understanding and marrying quantum physics and understanding that how it all really works together.
I had to go through it. Listen, I had to go through it to just to get this knowledge. Like you wouldn't even like literally like the universe. No. I mean, I was about to say you wouldn't believe what I had to go through. That's what I was about to say. I didn't say you wouldn't understand. I didn't say that. I was about to say you wouldn't believe the things I had to go through. But the universe set me down. Like every time I would try to do something else, like I wanted to be a gangster, you know what I mean? As far back as I can remember, I wanted to be a gangster, you know what I mean? But the universe set me down, like that's not what I got planned for you, you know what I'm saying? Get this knowledge. These are the books I need you to learn. This is what I need you to study. And I put the books down, like, nah, man, I'm trying to be out there in them streets. I'm trying to be, you know what I'm saying? And the universe turn around and do the same thing, sit me back down again. That's not what I got in store for you. I need you to build your temple. I need you to get this knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So
today, the Emerald Tablets, the Kardanian, and
right.
This book is dope. The Quadrivium.
Yeah.
Have you ever read this one?
I gotta get that one.
You need this one because if you want to put me on the big screen, you will love it. Look, it has all the geometric shapes. I
was trying to buy those books, man. I started looking them up, man. I was like, damn, this shit is high. I seen a book for I seen a book for $1,000. I said, you know what? This is not it.
Let me tell you how I acquired the books, though. So I'm an executive assistant, and I got an executive. He was cool, and I wasn't even like close. I'm looking. It explains all the different
as above, so below.
Yeah,
That's the tree of life right there. That shows you your roots right there. Look, go back to that tree. It was on the first page. Yeah, see that the roots right there. So you see those two circles, those are the fears. Those are considered to be the lower and the positive, the logic and the feelings and emotions. So those are coming together in the center. That is our central sky. Where those two circles meet, that centerpiece right there. That no, the inner one, the first one. Yeah, right there. That one. Yeah, that right there. That's where we take place. That's our 12 zodiac signs right there, right? That's where we take place in the center of that. And then our spiritual growth is either going to go up to the higher tree, right? Or it's going to go down to the roots, right? They want you to grow down towards the roots, towards your lower vibrational self, as opposed to going higher into enlightenment, you know? So in light, in mint, that's where the in light and mental comes from. Yeah, I gotta get that.
You need this, but like I said, the way so I had this executive, and the dude just gave me for Christmas, and I was only working for him for a couple of months. He gave me a $700 Amazon gift certificate. I had to keep reading. I was just like, is it $70? Did he make a mistake? But he did make a he gave me $700, and that's how I got all these books.
I remember I broke up with this girl mid-date because we was gonna go to the movies. So we was gonna go to the movies, but the movie was like 7 o'clock or something like that. It was a later movie. So we was like, all right, what we gonna do until then? She was like, oh, we can go over to the mall and walk around the mall. I was like, we can go to Barnes and Nobles. She was like, what's that? What's Barnes and Nobles? I said, you know what? This here, you take the tickets. You take the tickets. You go to the movies by yourself. You don't know what Barnes and Nobles is? Nah, I can't fuck with somebody that don't know what a bookstore is. Hell no. And this was back in the day. This was like early 2000. This was before the internet heavily took over. Before you could just Google everything. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I like that book.
You need this book. You need this book in your life. I mean, we got to get you this book because I mean, it's just a nice book for people like us to have. You know, it's just, you look at the cover. It's got everything on the cover.
Yeah, I like that book.
Yeah, you would like the book, but I'm the same way. Like if I'm talking to somebody and they don't have a bookshelf, I'm out.
If you ain't got.
Understand certain language. I remember one time I was dating this guy and I was lost, and I said, okay, and he was coming to get me, and I said, okay, I'm over here. This street is perpendicular to this street. He didn't know what the word perpendicular meant.
Yeah, it's over with after that.
I was done. I was like, and he was like almost 40 years old. I'm like, never like about perpendicular in the 4th grade. I'm like, perpendicular, I'm here. These are the cross streets.
If you don't know conjunction junction, what's your function? Yeah, then it's over with. It's over with for you. Like we can't grow. I can't see. Listen, first of all, I already come with a certain vocabulary, right? And I can't dumb myself down. I tried it before. I tried to dumb myself down for people. I don't like it. You know what I mean? I don't like it. I don't like speaking in that low vibration. I don't like speaking with the low vibrational tongue, right? So even when I was around my family and they were like, oh, you like trying to use big words. You're trying to use big words. No. I'm not trying to use big words. I'm using the big words. The only problem is they're only big to you. The words I'm using ain't big to me. They're big to you. That's the problem with, conversating with people or coercing, because it's like people want you to say, man, just dumb it down for me. Just say it in the simplest form. Just make it. That's why we got so many versions of the Bible right now, because y'all wouldn't challenge yourself to read it in its original damn text. Just break it down. Just make it sound simple. All right, now we got to get the new King James, the old King James, the version of the version next to the version that had the next version. And what? New King James, old King James, reverse, uno, I'm out.
The use of all these, what do you call it, like cutting down words. Like somebody to me like, yeah, I got Riz, and I'm like, what does this mean? Like the way they're just taking language and just cutting it down to like, like CTFU. Like I don't even understand what both of those things mean most of the time. And I'm like,
I knew it. I knew it. I said it in 2026. I said it when they first came out with the double noun theory, where people was like, "Oh, that's bussin', bussin'." I said, "What the fuck?" When they said, "Oh, I'm going to the house," I said, "What the fuck?" When they, you know what I'm saying? When they started that double noun shit, I said, "Oh yeah, we done. We are finished. We are finished." Because think about that. Like before, a sentence consists of adjective, verb, adverb, noun, so on, right? That made a proper sentence. Anything else was considered an improper sentence or a runoff sentence, right? So once I seen that shit on the news, when the newscasters started using that double noun shit, I said, "Oh, we cooked. We done." When they was on the news, like we looking at rain. Well, what the fuck? What other type of rain? What? You know what? We done. We're finished. I'd rather be looking at purple rain than be looking at rain. Give me a verb to go with that. Give me something that goes with that.
Like for me, certain people will actually get mad at me. They're like, "Why can't you why can't you use that word?" Because I have that word in my vocabulary.
Right.
I speak two languages. Spanish is my native language. I wish my Spanish was as good as my English is now. But yeah, Golden Queen, it's rough. Like listening to people, it's like.
See, I can understand Spanish better than I can speak it. The reason why is because I used to sit on my porch and listen to my Spanish next door neighbors curse each other out and argue all day. And so I understood it better, but when I took it in school, I got enough to know, como está muy bien, y tú, all of that stuff, know your ass, all of that good stuff, you know what I'm saying? But I would like to be able to enhance. No, yeah, just enhance that part. Like I started learning bits and pieces of Hebrew, so on and so forth. Like, so these are like some of the things that I would like to open up the door with, like studying different languages, but the carnal world, like, the world doesn't allow that room. It's so much you got to do, so much you got this responsible for. You got to make sure you go to work, make sure you take care of yourself, make sure you, cook, clean, wipe your ass.
If I want to read a book, right, then I gotta take the time to read a book. If I want to practice guitar, I need time to practice guitar. But that's what, again, when we really like in quantum physics, right? I know you understand it's the observer effect, right? When we remove ourselves and become the observer, like that's what I'm saying. It just makes so much sense to me. They've made us so busy that we don't even have time to take care of ourselves. Like even me preparing this meal right now, I make sure, I went and bought my vegetables.
What I found, like, Ethiopian goes by a different time, right? And do you know that their hours don't start until sunrise? Where our hours start at 12 o'clock midnight to start the next day? Their 12 o'clock midnight don't start until sunrise.
They have siesta in the middle of the day. So you don't just like I eat my lunch at my desk sometimes while I'm working. And to what you're talking about, when you blew my mind today with the digestive system thing, I was like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. It's like every day I'm mind blown again. I'm like, what else is there to learn? You're not really digesting, right? I'm stressed. I'm working. I'm in front of a computer monitor. I'm in a very artificial
setting
situation.
Right.
Yeah, I'm in a very artificial setting. So, and like today, I just had a pain. And I'm like, I'm just in a really artificial setting. I'm supposed to be cooking fresh vegetables and eating fresh food. And like I said, in Europe, your lunch hour is like, it's not a lunch hour, you get siesta. You eat your food, you eat slowly, and then you have like a 3-hour break in the middle of the day, so you can digest. I think you take a nap, you digest, you go back. And when I went, I don't know if you've ever been to Europe, but when I was in France, they don't have the obesity that they have here in the States.
Right. A lot of countries don't have that. A lot of people are very disciplined in their eating, even food. A lot of people tell you you're not supposed to eat the food. You're supposed to taste it. I think America is the only people that are eating food. Like everybody else is tasting the damn food. You know what I mean? So it's like we are literally like the epitome of, I like to call it, consumer digest America. You know what I mean? Because we think we're supposed to eat to get full every damn meal. No, this is why they tell you, have one meal and then break that one meal down into 3 portions and then eat those 3 portions throughout the day. And that would be, the epitome. Like, even like, Subway and all types of other people started coming out. Subway came out and said, oh, if we knew just one person was eating our footlongs, we wouldn't have made them. We made the footlongs for family. No, you did not. You made the foot long for one person. You even had that Joe Subway dude that done walked around and lost all. Oh yeah, Jerry. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So ain't no way you're gonna sit here and try to, you know what I mean? But a lot of people are saying that, hey, we were supposed to have our health in order. You look at, the government now, they telling you they even changed the look of the food pyramid to put fruits and vegetables at the top of the pyramid now. They're not they can't take off meats. They want to tell you that meats and stuff is not supposed to be up there, but they can't take it off because why? Because that's their money. Like that's where, trades come in at.
But Atlas, they took the seeds out of the fruit.
Yes.
We're eating fruit with no seeds.
You absolutely.
I can't find a grape. You know how hard it is for me to find a grape with seeds?
You want to find a grape. If you want to find anything with anything in it, the best thing you could do is, be driving down the road and find one of those little stands, or a farmer's market or something like that, where they selling, their fruits from their garden. That's the only way you're actually going to find it, because that's the trick of the world. Remember, this goes back to that biblical. They took the. But look though, they took the trick of the seed out of the world. You just proved what the Bible showed to be real, that they took the importance of the seed out of the world. Just what you said with them not putting seeds in the fruit. It tells you what we don't know about what is inside of ourselves, right? The importance of the seed. We don't know how important the seed is. We don't know that we're supposed to strengthen the seed. We don't know that the seed is supposed to stay within us for 30 days and we're supposed to build up a righteous seed. We don't know that because they took out the importance of the seed.
That's the big okie doke, right? They make it feel like, oh, we're going to add vegetables in. It's a big okie doke. We added fruits and vegetables back in, but you're adding fake fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, banana's not real.
Remember what a watermelon used to taste like when we were kids?
Watermelon used to taste like life.
Right? It was a hot summer day. You bit into some watermelon, you spit out the seed. It was just the most enjoyable experience. You bite into a watermelon now, it don't have no flavor.
Tastes like water.
It's just water.
Tastes like water.
And to your point, you don't taste anything. They're just eating to consume, to fill the belly. But she said, you see the tomatoes post that it did not rot. Yeah, and the vegetables don't go bad. You used to have to buy, people went and bought vegetables like what, every other day or something, right?
Listen, back in the day, if you cut a pineapple in the house, the whole house would smell like pineapple. You cut a pineapple in the house. Everything, it'd be like, you can smell it upstairs. Somebody cutting pineapples, right? Now you cut a pineapple, you got to smell it while you standing there. Like, is this rich? Why I don't smell this pineapple?
Now, Alex, let's go back to what you were talking about, the sex. And this is what I Even the scriptures talk about it, right? It's supposed to be an aroma about you when you walk into the room.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Christ walked into a room, there was like the air, the air.
The aura, his aura, he had a way of controlling the room, the atmosphere of the room, right?
But he had a sense to him. I'm sure he did. We do, like you said, we all have a sense.
We all have a smell that comes off of us. We all have this smell that comes off of us based off what we put inside of us. Think about it. Someone that's drinking alcohol or something like that, what would you smell coming off of them? You know what I mean? Soon as their pores open up, what you smell coming off of them? You know what I mean? Is their ambiance, of fragrances, alcohol. Nah. So we all have that aura that seeps off of us, It's like a baby, you know what I mean? You put your face in a baby's neck because you like that baby smell, you know what I mean? You like, man, this baby smell good. I just put my you know what I mean? Like, so we all have that smell,
But and think about it, right? Like if we want to talk about, I know it as the 12 centuries. I think I know the young. When you talk, you need all of that working together. Your scent, your senses, all of your senses are supposed to work together.
It's called your Godhead. Yeah. Your ears, what you're allowing to, penetrate your ears, what you're allowed to, your visual to see. That's your 7 kingdoms of heaven, is your tongue, your ears, your nose, and your eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, 2 eyes, 1 altar.
But even in food preparation, right? Like as I'm cutting my vegetables, I'm putting my shade into it. Like as I'm cutting, I'm looking at the colors, and it's almost like I'm blessing it, right? I'm thinking, I'm like, wow, this salad is really gonna nourish me and hydrate me. It's the main.
You ever taste something that somebody cooked with anger? It tastes nasty. It tastes rough. You could taste that what they're putting in it. Like when somebody cook with love, you could taste the love in it. Like I could tell they say it's called putting your foot in it, Yeah, but I could tell you put your foot in this one. No, that's because I cook with love. I had the music playing, I was in my element, so on and so forth. That's where that soul food cooking comes in, that's where that whole thing comes in, right? So, but when you got people that's cooking with anger, slamming it down, you just cooking because I gotta cook something for these damn kids or whatever it is that you cooking for.
The money that people spend on everything, they made everything so convenient. Even Uber Eats. Like when people spend money, I don't have to cut these vegetables right. I can just make a phone call, somebody can bring me a meal to the door.
Nobody cooking this world.
So there's something to cooking. Like I love to cook because it's very therapeutic for me. Like I'm looking at these carrots, and I'm like look at and I'm just now getting this epiphany now talking to you.
Don't make us have a cook-off because I be cooking up some stuff too now. Don't. I got stuff that I cook, but I haven't ran across anybody that really make that stuff. A lot of people that I run across, like I got this old friend in South Carolina. When I go down there, Willie, he come out and he goes to hunting for the rabbit and all of that stuff out there. Yeah, so he'll make like the rabbit and rice with the great, like he'll make all of that stuff. Yeah, like. He really like cook it up, like and hook it up, and like that's the stuff that he be trying to show off, make like, yeah, I got some deer hanging outside right now, think about making some deer jerky and or making some deer chili or like stuff like that. So I be like, I don't, how to put this, like I don't try to spend too much time about thinking about food because I think like when you save that time in your mind, you actually like, I don't know how to explain it. Like I free up so much more. But I free up so much more time to think about other stuff when I eliminate thinking about food. You think about how much you think about food, and you're like, damn, we do spend a lot of our day thinking about food. You know what I mean?
And that's where that discipline comes in. And think about it. In every single religion and every single culture, there is a form of that. Except American culture.
Except America. You
Except
know,
American culture.
they all have discipline over their eating. They all have an acquired, amount of stuff in their food, vegetables, stuff like that. We don't even eat our America don't even eat vegetables no more. Your body be craving stuff. Your body be craving like tomatoes and different stuff like that, and you just cover it up with Taco Tuesday. That's it.
Don't forget the mimosas, what is it? Unlimited bottomless mimosas.
Yeah.
The chicken waffles.
Oh, you got bok choy?
Yeah. You know bok choy?
Yeah.
I'm gonna saute this.
Okay.
It's so nice and fresh. I'm just gonna cut all my vegetables to try to prepare them. You know, it did something for my spirit. Like I had some organic kiwis. I ate 3 kiwis before.
Why don't you put together like a little like you're doing right now, like talking and cooking? Like why don't you put together a segment like that where
If you look at my playlist, I have a QQ's kitchen.
Okay, I gotta check it out.
Yeah, no, I do, because I like to do kitchen alchemy.
Yeah, just call it chopping it up with QQ.
Chopping it up with QQ.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm cutting in my bird. So I got some juice. I'm making him some chopped too. That's why you see this ball. Because he's about to eat some vegetables. He's here for the first time today.
For Zeus?
Yeah.
That's Zeus too, right?
Hades passed on that. Now I have Zeus. So I had.
Well, you should have knew Hades. Hades. You knew he was going to pass. You named him Hades. Hades.
I did name him Hades. I have Hades and I have Persephone. And interesting, my
Persephone. That's crazy. You named your bird Persephone. Go ahead. I know that's his wife. I know.
He's a Persephone. And so in quantum physics, I practice something called reality transsurfing. And I'm gonna show you Zeus in a minute.
Are you familiar with the story of Persephone's sister? Okay, so right, but yeah, no, that was the mother. So the sister is who was married to Osiris. Osiris is the one who was split into 13 pieces. So she went to her sister. She had to go to the hell in order to get the pieces put back together, and they put his body back together, but they didn't put the 13th back to the body.
That's what you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
That's why when you were talking about that earlier, I was like, I know Hades, Zeus. That's why I was getting confused. Because I was like, I know it's not Chronos. You know, when you go to Versailles, when you go to Paris, oh my gosh, you would love this one. I went to London. They have there's a section, and the initiates and masons and stuff like that. We did a Buckingham Palace tour, and people like me and you who notice and see certain things, they had this big statue of a goddess, and I asked the tour guide, he was like, oh, that's the goddess Nike. And I'm like, it's very interesting how the British people, if you look all throughout.
But you don't see how America is based off of Greek mythology? Nike.
All like mythology,
right?
And now I'm learning about
the brownstones, right? I'm trying to tell you, this is Mystery Babylon. When my eyes became open and I started seeing all the symbols and the signs on the buildings and stuff like that, I was like, what? Yeah. Yeah.
The company that I work for, their big conference center, I remember I was bugging out when I was looking at the artwork. I was like, wow. So these companies, and like, they don't pick their names randomly. Like, the names mean something. Like what you said about Hades. So why I named my birds Hades and Persephone was because I was working on my relationship issues. And I felt like You know, I knew the story of Hades and Persephone. I felt like a Persephone, you know, and so in reality transfer, there's something called the bluebird of happiness. So the bluebird of happiness is like a wave of fortune. So Hades was blue, he was my bluebird of happiness, and then I got him a wife, I got him Persephone. I go to the pet store one day and I see this bird by itself, and I felt bad, and I brought it home and named that bird Jupiter. I thought Jupiter was a boy because I named it Jupiter because his wings were clipped, and I was just like, okay, Jupiter's the god of the sky. Jupiter's gonna fly. Jupiter's gonna fly. Jupiter flies. Jupiter turns out to be a girl, gets jealous, and kills Persephone.
Damn.
Real life. This really happened to my bird.
Damn.
A real Greek tragedy.
Damn.
And then one day I was distracted here, and there was some fumes from the kitchen. Birds, the airways are very sensitive, and Hades dropped in, and then Jupiter saw Hades, and she just flipped out. I think she had a heart attack because she dropped in too. Then I wasn't going to get a bird, but you know, animals bring energy to your home. You know, and I did my yoga certification.
No, animals recognize the energies in your home.
To have, and I was told that I need to have a familiar. Like I need to always have like some kind of living creature. Let me show you this. This is the cutest thing.
Yeah, cats are good. You know, birds are good. They have high vibrational frequencies.
Yeah, birds. I like the symbolism of the bird, the freedom, the the flight, and all that stuff. In case you haven't noticed, I do everything with intent. You know, everything is symbolic. Everything, but you helped me process something today because I was really mourning the birds, and I was realizing because what it was why I got the birds was I was having knee surgery, and I'm a person that's very active. I walk a lot, and I knew I was going to be laid up for 6 weeks, and I was worried that if I was just home, I work from home, just looking at these four walls for 4 weeks, that I was going to get depressed. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I get some pets. And then I decided to get Hades and Persephone. And I really do feel like the energy of the birds, I healed very quickly. And they gave me a purpose, right? They gave me I had to get up to feed them, to clean the cage, to change the water. And then they were very beautiful. They sang songs every day. They just really, I didn't get depressed while I was healing from my surgery. So I really feel like the energy of the birds really helped with my healing process.
Yeah.
And then just watching, like we learn a lot too just from watching nature. Like I could sit there sometimes, I don't even put the TV on and just watch my birds.
Yeah, I had a chipmunk that I would get up in the morning and go out and feed and watch.
What a bird?
A chipmunk. He was Chip. He would just be on the patio like every morning. I would set up piles for him to eat, and it was very serene for me because I watched like Chip grow. Like I watched him build. Like first he had his like house in like a bush, and then the birds got to it, and then I watched him like build, underground, like a concrete, I said, okay, that's more secure. And then the next thing you know, Chip had a family, he had a family. I was like, oh, it's 2 of them. Oh, he got babies out here. I said, okay. Chip was working, Chip was building. This whole time I'm putting these, piles of nuts out here, Chip making preparations, you know what I mean? He using these piles. I was, surprised. Like, just look at that. Look at how tedious it is. He got to come, fill his mouth up with nuts, take it back, come, fill his mouth up with nuts, take it back, come, fill his well, now that I'm repeating it, it sounds kind of ditty. But
think about what you're saying too, right? The art of the active purpose, like the animals got it. They make more sense than we do.
Right.
He's using his muscles. He's doing what's natural for him in nature.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like their preparation, for winter times, their preparations for their resting periods, whatever. They smarter than us. You know what I mean? They ain't eating. They reserve. You know what I mean? They're reserved. Like in the wintertime, animals are not working. They're not doing all of that. They resting. They, you know what I mean? They studying. You know what I mean? They're in their den. You know what I mean? And they come out and they only work. Like that's how the world was supposed to be. Migration wise, animals ain't afraid to pick up and leave and go. You know what I mean? Think about how many animals we pushed out of different areas. You know what I mean? We was pushing animals out of areas so much we had to come up with federal parks where they had to be safe. You know what I mean? Yellowstone, different.
Animals because they take care of the ground, because that's why everybody got allergies. I have a cousin that every month has to get an allergy shot.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think nobody need allergy shots.
No.
The ecosystem took care of itself, right? The birds,
See, that's what I'm saying. Like you don't see that no more. You remember back in the day, springtime would come, you know, and you'll see what you'll like. Even with the fall, like what you'll see a bunch of caterpillars come. That's how you know spring here. You'll see a bunch of caterpillars. You see a bunch of them on the ground, like crawling across the street. You'll see a bunch of them in the bushes, you know, in their cocoons. You know, you don't see that no more. You know, lightning bugs. You'll see an ass load of lightning bugs. You don't see that no more. You don't even see lightning bugs no more. That's how you know they doing something with the atmosphere.
I don't remember the last time I saw a lightning bug.
That's what I'm saying. You don't really see them like that no more. Either that or, you know, we don't pay attention to them like that no more. Because I used to, you know, back in the day, I'd be in the field. I see a bunch of them. Like, that's how you knew, like, oh, shit, I'm starting to see lightning bugs. I mean, the street lights about to come on. About to have to get home soon. You know what I mean? So you had, you know, signs that you would look out for. Maybe that was our kids' eyes. Maybe our adult eyes are trained to ignore lightning bugs. We're so busy with life. You know what I mean?
We're supposed to ignore them, though, right? I mean, that's what I mean. Like, even if the Bible says, what is it? If you have the mind or the heart of a child, those are the ones that enter the kingdom of heaven. What is that scripture?
Only through the mind of a child can one enter the kingdom. Or
so again, I'm mind blown again because we're talking about the lightning bugs. And remember, as a child, the lightning bug was fascinating to see.
Yeah, it was.
It was fascinating because you're like, wow, you know, every child I know was fascinated by a lightning bug. I don't know one child that didn't get fascinated by a lightning bug. But as adults, right, we lose that fascination. We get so pent up in the humdrum and the everyday thing, and that's why we have so much sickness in the world. You know, like I'm supposed to be cutting vegetables, and I make flan, so that's what my side business is flan business. And I do, like you say, I hope this papaya is right behind my ears. And when I make it, I put the music on, I'm singing, I'm dancing, and everybody loses their mind whenever they order it. I have people that don't even like flan lose their mind. I think this papaya is not right yet. But it's because I put my shade into it, you know, and even as I'm cooking it, I'm thinking about the people enjoying it. Like I made a few over the holidays, and I imagine, you know, like we said, become reality. I imagine this person bringing the box to the family and the family enjoying it and everybody really having a good time and, you know, a family together, having family time over the fly. Like I envision all of that while I'm making it.
Right.
And every single person, I post reviews, they're like, your flan was a big hit. And I love the recipe, but I also think it's a little bit of magic. Because then people be like, oh, it tastes like home. You know, it is home cooked. It just tastes like something that somebody put a lot of love into. Not like a Junior's cheese. I don't even like Junior's cheesecake anymore. I hope this papaya, I probably should have let it ripen a little bit more. You think, so now that I cut it, I can't ripen it? I can't get it to ripen now, right? I'll put it in a paper bag.
If you cover it, but I think
I should have let it wait a little bit longer. I bought it on Monday. I had it for a few days. It should have been right by now. But how do you know it's so good for your digestive system? It has like certain enzymes that help break down nutrients in the body. Like when you learn, like you know about the certain foods, like the way they look.
Certain acidic foods, yeah.
Like food is magical. Like food is so important. It's so sad that we live in a society where people like you're supposed to eat colorful food.
Yeah.
You're supposed to have like that's why like I got all this green, but I gotta add some carrots to it. I'll probably add some beans or something to the salad or whatever. But
I mean that you that's why I say digestive system is important, because you're taking on those colors as you eat them. You're taking on the colors, the natural colors of the light. Though remember, everything that was grown, it went through photosynthesis. It's a reason why it's the color that it is the color of, because it went through photosynthesis. So it's reflecting the color that it is rejecting, however you look at it. But when you look at what we need for our body, then you'll know why it's reflecting the colors that it's reflecting. It's funny that all the fruits and vegetables and stuff like that are the colors of our chakra system.
yeah, so it's like you're supposed to eat a certain way. But again, the powers that be have made it where people are not eating like that. I think that's why we have so much mental health and so many problems. People are just not being human.
If you look at all the fruits, vegetables, from grape, from blueberries, from apples, oranges, bananas, papayas, if you look at all the colors of the chakra system, you'll see that fruits and vegetables reflect all the colors that you need for your chakra system. How ironic is that?
You're supposed to eat foods that have vibrant colors. You're supposed to eat. So if you eating McDonald's every day, you just eating, you're not in your body.
Yeah.
And people are so used to it. You have whole families. I know a whole family, the mother didn't cook. Those kids were raised off of her. People aren't cooking on people who have to work a lot. People, so everybody eats it. Nobody's taking the time. My son cooks. My son lives with me. He prepares his food. It's an art, and it's also, I don't know, like I said, for me, it's also therapeutic. Like, because I'm a sensitive individual, looking at the colors and smelling, like I like being in my kitchen, right? Looking at the colors and smelling it and putting it together, it just does something for my spirit. If I had a big house, I would be a house that would host like dinner parties and stuff like that, because I really enjoy doing that, and I enjoy making people happy with what I prepare. It's like a gift, And when you think about it, like even like the Christ days or whatever, that's what people did. They'd have feasts. People would prepare food, and they would have celebrations around food.
Mm-hmm.
People don't do that anymore, right? Everybody wants to turn up at the club.
But that's only because in the time of Christ, feast was big because food was rare. You know what I mean? Eating was rare like that. So like when they had feasts back then, like you got to think some people went days without eating before a festival. But exactly.
Like you said, you kept that. You're supposed to do that. Was it you that was talking about the midnight snack?
Yeah.
Like the implementation. Sometimes I be hungry. Like if I miss dinner, I just miss dinner. I don't, I'm not getting up out of my bed to eat something, in the middle of the night. And as you can see, I try to keep healthy things to snack on and whatnot. But it's amazing like what society has done. And now you telling me they're changing the food pyramid, yet they got food that got no seed, fruit that vegetables that got no seeds in it. I'm like, they really pulling a real big okey doke on everybody.
Yeah, because you can't tell me to eat fruits and vegetables, but you're not giving me real fruits and vegetables. I gotta go and fly to Puerto Rico just to get real fruits and vegetables. Like,
Mexico, it was the best coconut. That coconut water was,
yeah.
Tastes like.
I remember I had a fresh coconut down in Florida, like at one of these little stands, and Like, you know, they make the coconut jelly.
Oh, no, that has in Jamaica.
Yeah, that coconut jelly is good.
In Jamaica, it's okay. But in Jamaica, a papaya tastes like life.
That's what I'm saying. Like, when you they got fruits and stuff that we don't really be eating over here. Like when I be talking about certain fruits and stuff, like the average American be looking at me, especially like in the hood. If I name a fruit in the hood, they like, what? You can say something simple, pomegranate. But what? Pomegranate. You gotta say Chinese apple or something like that for them to know. See? Thing like in Jersey, that's what you gotta say. Like, you know what I'm talking about, the Chinese apples. Oh, that's called a pomegranate. But in the hood, they don't even know. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I drink pomegranate all the time. I got bottles of it. It's high price though. The pomegranate is high price.
Food is so expensive.
Man, that thing is like $4 for a small bottle.
Food is so expensive, but if I want to buy Sunny Delight, it's really cheap.
Yep. You want to buy a Pepsi? It's cheap.
Yeah, you can get a bottle of. Well, how much is a bottle of Pepsi these days? I don't know.
Like 99 cents. Yep, sometimes.
You could get a bottle of Pepsi.
In some places, you can still get it for 99 cents. You might look at like $1.49 or something like that. It's like $10 now for pomegranate, for those bottles of pomegranate.
So let's think about that, right?
I work in produce, so like when they be getting like when they be getting the pomegranate in, I'll be looking at the price like, man, that's crazy how high priced it is. I still buy it though.
Sometimes from DJ, sometimes I have like a bag of it for like $8. And I learned the trick how to get the seeds, and I'll sit down sometimes and just get a bowl of pomegranate seeds and just sit there and see.
Pomegranate seeds used to be it back in the day. Like when my mom used to buy those pomegranates, I'd sit there. Man, we used to sit there with the damn pomegranates and pick them seeds out of there. It used to be busting.
Now I'm like, the kids, the only thing it was just a pain in the neck to eat sometimes, but Chinese apples were everywhere.
Because you got to pick the seeds out. The best thing to do is just to pick a pile of seeds out and then eat them after you get them out. Because if you try to do it the other way, picking one seed at a time out, eating it, it's like tedious. It's like, oh my God. You really don't feel like you getting nowhere with it. You know what I mean? If you just pick them all out, sit them to the side, and then throw them in your... See, now I just mix pomegranate with like tea or, pomegranate with, different stuff. They got pomegranate, blueberry, pomegranate, now I just mix it with different stuff. It's a great detox, so, and it helps you like pomegranate helps you, like helps your brain. Like if you like learning language, if you studying, help you remember faces, names, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. So pomegranate is great for the brain.
So see, like what I'm doing here, this is the ADHD meal. But for tonight, which is a salad, I still cut oats that I made for breakfast this morning, and I have my kiwis. So I'm preparing my breakfast for tomorrow, and then Zeus's chocolate and Zeus's lunch for tomorrow too.
You're preparing dinner, breakfast, and Zeus meal. Makes sense. Is that perfect ADHD example of cooking?
So, like they say, because that's the thing, right? Because that's the thing, right? They make it like, okay, you have ADHD, you have a defect. You gotta learn how to use whatever your condition is to your advantage.
Right.
I'm home. Who cares about the way I prepare my meals? It's
Right.
my kitchen.
Right. You're right. See, I got A da 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 D. Like mine's is different. I got the da 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 da. So like I got OCD, ADD, ADHD. You know, I got a bunch of different ones that's mixed together, piled up to make one, you know, mixed individual.
Teach and remember the stuff. That's what I've been practicing. I don't know if you've been watching my quantum physics videos, but I've been really practicing because I listen to you and there's another brother on here that I listen to. I love listening to y'all when y'all break down the Chamagon and the toroidal field and y'all start talking that talk. I'm like, I want to be able to teach like that. So I don't know. Is it really ADHD? Because I can't do that. How do you retain that information? I think it's also gifts too, right? Because like when I hear that kind of, when I hear you talking about those things, it sounds right to me. Like it doesn't sound crazy.
That's because like I asked for this level of articulation. Like so it's like when we reach certain points, like I have reached the point, you know, in my Kundalini where I actually had a moment to sit down with my higher self, you know, to ask for something, you know what I mean? And I asked for the ability to articulate, to ask for the ability to come back and, you know, try to unify, teach the world, you know, so on and so forth. So it had to give me the multiple ways to understand people. So it had to give it to me from a Muslim perspective, from a Torah, you know. Yeah, so I had to learn how to explain it from the Bible, the Torah, the Tanakh, the you know, Egyptian mythology, Roman mythology. I had to understand how to be able to articulate it from any aspect to explain it to mankind, because that's where the understanding is lost at. It's with people. The understanding is not lost in my mind. My mind is completely, you know, in the know of what it knows, right? It's like what we have a problem with is trying to take what's in the mind and get someone else to understand it.
That's where I am with my quantum. But you know what? Again, you just didn't. Like, my mind, part of the reason why I have a headache too is somebody was telling me like my what do you call the neuroreceptors. Now that I'm learning new things, like I'm opening another part of my brain.
Right.
So it's almost like like a muscle. Like when you work out, you do a different exercise and you're sore.
Right.
Somebody to me was explaining to me like I might have a headache because since I'm taking in this new information, opening, I'm expanding the the neurotransmitters in my brain. It's almost like exercising muscles.
Right. Could be causing headaches in different parts of the brain based off of the stretching. Yeah. It's just like the wheels. It's the wheels. Like when you get your wheels turning, it start opening up other portals to get other wheels turning. So when those other wheels start turning, it could be causing a headache because a new dimension in your brain is being opened up. So it's like it hasn't been used in a while. So that reuse or reawakening of it, it could come into the physical form of a headache, you know. But if you look at it quantumly, then you can say that the effects of the brain is something greater going on in the universe. So when something is taking place in the northern part of the atmosphere or the sky, the galaxy, then we feel it in the northern part of our brain. And when something is taking place in the southern part of the galaxy, you'll feel it in the southern part of the brain. So the next time you get a headache, what I want you to do is see what's going on in the sky. See if something took place in the Lyran constellation or the Orion constellation, or if 3-Eye Atlas is moving through Saturn, or if, you know what I mean, something like that. Like something might be taking place in the universe that is causing this effect on the brain, but it's a collective effect. So individually, you feel the headache from it, but you know, it's affecting a collective people in that headache. It's almost like the vibration or the, you know, that vibration behind your ear or that sound behind your ear when you hear like a trumpet or like that humming noise. It's like, am I the only one hearing this, or is other people hearing this? Is it like, do you hear that? Do you hear that? You know what I mean? like a high pitched noise. Like, so, you know, sometimes you gotta like ask, like, is that frequency being pumped out? Because when I used to travel, I used to like drive through areas and it'll be a high pitched frequency being pumped out in that area. And I'll be wondering, like, do the people of this area know that this frequency is being pumped out? You know what I mean? But that's neither here nor there. That's a story for another time.
Right. But again, you said that you asked for that. And so I used to teach Bible. I read the scriptures backwards and forwards, and I used to teach Bible at Brooklyn Tabernacle. Solomon asked for wisdom. He didn't ask, even though he was given money. And when you said that, I haven't really asked my higher self. I have the desire to teach on your level, but I haven't asked for it. So watch out, Atlas. I'm gonna send you some posts. Watch out. I really sit down and ask for it. I'm like, wow, like when you put it that way, I'm like, that makes again, like you said, it like when people try to get division over religion, it's so silly, right? Because I can take what you just said and think of King Solomon.
Right.
King Solomon God was gonna give him anything he wanted. What did he ask for? Wisdom.
Right.
And the wisdom actually didn't bring the money with it too. I'm like, wow, I listened for it. I'm like, duh. Yeah, if I have that desire, right? Because the universe also will not give you anything that you don't really ask for. It's just like the demons, right? They can't come into your body unless they have permission.
No, like I remember this whatever you want to call it. Like I remember having a conversation with the universe. Like I remember this distinctly, like remember this, like, and they asking me, like, you know, like basically like you seeked me out, like now that you're here, what is it that you want? You know what I mean? And I wanted like unity, like real peace, like, you know what I mean? And and the universe gave me some real answers, like, you sure? Like, are you sure you want that? Like, you will be a target. Like, no, like the universe like gave it to me straight up. Like, this will put everybody against you. They will use your kids against you. You have to become an alien. You have to alienate yourself from your kids, from your family. Like, is this what you really want? And I was already alienated from my family. I was in 8 different group homes, 3 different foster homes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was already, yeah. I'm like, what? Like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, to me, it was like, yeah, I'll take it. It's like, you sure you want to go back and teach this? You sure you want to go back and try to, you know, put the people vessels back in proper operation? Yes, because I know something is off with the way we're operating down here. I know it's off. We're not operating with kindness. We're not operating with human decency. We're not operating with a passion of love for one another. Something is off with our vessel's operation. So if it has something to do with chakras, shadow work, dark night of the soul, whatever it is, let me understand it so I can articulate it to the world, so we can put ourselves back in proper operation. Even if everybody don't want to do it, I know it's people down here that want to do it, want to have discipline over the flesh.
When you correct people, I learned how to correct and check and check. I love that. And I never thought about it that way, but I'm like, wow, I feel like you, right? I have this burning desire because I feel like you too, and I have children, I mean, they're grown, but this burning desire for the world to the vibrational frequency of the world to raise. And I still have the ability to teach. You know, like you said, we have predictive language, we're articulate, but I never really asked that because sometimes too, when I want to put together my lessons and whatnot, like I'm just like, how do I? And I'm like you, I refuse. I was down with this group of people, and I thought they were gonna dumb it down. And I was like, you know what? Maybe my content just is not for dumb people. Or, you know, I I can't dumb it down. I'm like, it is what it is, because I understand like everything that you say when you start talking about all the numbers and all the stuff. When I listen to it and I enjoy it, I don't want you to dumb it down. I want you to give it. I want you to deliver it.
Once you realize like you can't dumb it down, you have to put it out there how it is and allow those who want to listen, like those who have the will, like, because for real, it's not the things that I'm saying. No, no. The things that you know I say is not really for the vessel. Like it's not for you. It's not even for you to hear. Like you got to take it in, but it's your spirit that's going to listen to it. It's something inside of you that's going to be like, like, so some of the things that I say, it's not even for like the human part of us. It's for the spiritual side of us to hear. So it's for you it's to open up these different dimensions in your mind. You know, now if we're having a carnal conversation, then yeah, I might tell you to get your fix on Route 66. You know what I'm saying? But you know, if we're having a spiritual conversation, then I got to navigate you through your mind. You know what I mean? It's a different journey. Like if I'm putting you on a physical journey, I'm going to navigate you through the world. But if I'm putting you on a spiritual journey, I'm navigating you through your mind.
Yeah, and for me, I'm a sapiosexual. Like you can't just talk to me. You can't just tell me, you know, you packing it. You got to get through here first.
Right.
You know, like we can't see I don't have these levels of conversations, and like you said, there's no reason. Like you said, the day is over. We're done here. There's no reason to go any further. I know that I want some chickpeas for the salad, and I know I got I love the fact that I'm like my aunt. I have an aunt, and she was one of the people that you could drop in 2 o'clock in the morning, whatever, and she'll always, you want something to eat. She'll always be able to go in the kitchen and go food together. Always wanted to be like her. I put chickpeas into the salad. I'm gonna whisk these off.
Chickpeas. Oh, you hooking that salad up? That's tonight's salad, right? Okay, so the salad is for dinner, but the other stuff is for breakfast, and then you got Hercules bird mix. Oh, Zeus bird mix. Hercules ain't get there yet. That's right. Yeah, Hercules will be the next bird that she buy, y'all. The next bird.
I used to work with this guy. He was a bodybuilder. He was diesel. And I used to always like every time I was Hercules. I love the Greek. And I always, even as a child, like I was odd. Like I would love to go to the planetarium, and they used to always have like the constellations.
I was always intrigued by the you know story of Zeus and all of that stuff, like Greek mythology. Like I always was intrigued by it. It's like it was calling me, like telling me like I had some type of connection to it. Like I mean, I used to dream about, you know, Olympic Coliseums and gladiator days and stuff like that. I didn't understand why I was dreaming about that stuff. Like I didn't understand. Like I'm talking about, listen, when I say I had vivid dreams of things, I had real vivid dreams. Like, do you know that, you know, when we came over here into this land of Canaan, that we told ourselves, because we used to gather in secrecy to you know share this knowledge, right? We used to operate with the symbol of a fish, right? And do you know, like one time we got together and we had an argument, like we argued with each other because we were like, they said that they were like, just pretend like you're praising their God, but praise your God in secrecy. So they told us to pretend like they're praising the God that they want you to praise, but you know, inside yourself, praise your righteous God, right? And that's how we fell into the trap of like Christmas and praising these gods outside of us. We were supposed to know that we were supposed to praise the God inside of us, right? But we fell into the trap of, the gods outside of us, the idolatry. This is where Christmas came in, the, pagan gods.
I wanted to show you this real quick. I use this for my vegetables. It's an ozone purifier. So that's what I was using. Like I put all the vegetables in a big bowl and I use the ozone purifier because we don't know what kind of chemicals is in there.
What, it cleans them, like steam cleans them or something?
It does, yeah. So it sterilizes it. It does it kills microbes. It removes 99% of bacteria and microbes in it. So you can use this for the air too. So like if you're sick, like if somebody has the flu or something, you could put it in the room. It inhibits fungus. It removes 100% of molds and fungi. It's antivirus. It can get rid of hepatitis A. Because you know how sometimes the food be having E. coli, and spinach be having E. coli and stuff in it. It removes foul smelling toxins. So yeah, it adds ozone.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, I don't play around with my temple, like we say. But what you just said, that's what I was telling you about London. There was an area in London, and I have a picture of it. I'm gonna send it to you in the DMs. But it was a place where like it's only certain. You have to have a certain IQ to be able to be a part of this secret society. But it wasn't it's not the Masons. It's something else. But the whole area is riddled with Greek stuff. Like they had the goddess Nike and there's all this sacred geometry, like all throughout it. And like nobody, it's a secret initiation. Nobody even know, like I guess only if you're in it, like nobody even knows who's in this secret society. So they don't play any earth.
That's why I say you got a lot of them like that. Like, you know what I mean? They know the signs to when they got a new member. They don't know when that new member was there. They don't know the branch. It was like that back in the Viking days, with the order, even with the Christian crusade, it was like that, when you had the time of Alexandria and stuff like that, the churches, and let's not include the libraries and stuff, there was secret librarians back then. It was a lot of librarians that passed knowledge and stuff like that. Even if you look at St. Patrick's Day, and the serpents or the mystery of the serpents that they got rid of, that was the Kundalini energy. You go back to Kemet, when they taught us how to use our energies and our frequencies and chakras and stuff like that, the Pangea map and different stuff like that. So there's a lot of knowledge that's stripped from this world that I would like to see put back in the world.
Yeah, I'm with you. We gonna put it back in the world. One person at a time. Because it's true. Once you look at it like that, like when you say it is universal law. So you telling me how you asked for that ability, and I right away am able to tie it to King Solomon and him asking for wisdom. You know what I mean? It's like you just gotta know it. When we talk about.
But see, that's what I'm saying. You gotta understand, like our father. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna go back to their father and ask their father for whatever abilities on hatred and whatever they need to bring into the world. So why couldn't I go to my father and ask for the ability of knowledge and wisdom in order to bring that back into the world? You know what I mean?
You see how forgetful we are as human beings? Because I know that. Because like I said, I used to teach Bible studies. So I know, whatever I ask God, I know very well all those stories about, Solomon. And like you were saying, like they might be stories or whatever, but they're stories that are good to know. Because like just the logic behind it, like, oh shoot, I could just simply ask for wisdom. Like it's there for the asking. It's that simple. But yeah, but if we don't know it, and if we don't, like you help me remember these things. Like I know a lot of stuff that you help me, and that's why when they say like each one teach one, it's good to have. Even I think the scriptures talk about like the company that you keep. The scripture didn't say whatever it's lovely to think of those things. So when you think about it, like in the quantum realm, right? Your thoughts become reality. So if you're thinking of low vibrational stuff, of course your life is going to be low vibrational.
Right.
But if you're having these kind of high level like even talking to you, my headache is going away.
Well, that tells you what it is. Like obviously you needed to feed a certain part of the brain, and only an intellectual conversation was going to feed that part.
Maybe like something was stuck. Like the guy was telling me today, he was like, something's trying to open up. You know, because we could look at it, take a you know, or whatever, you know, and get rid of the headache. That just gets rid of the symptom, right? It's not really solving the problem. And this is so good because it's like I'm processing. You know, I'm processing things. I'm still processing the grief of the birds or whatever. But see, like I'm talking about
Right.
Talk about Hades and Persephone and smile.
Right. Right.
Which tells me I'm over the grief.
But that's great. Your kitchen is telling us that you 5'3". Your kitchen is telling us that you're 5'3". No. Come on. All y'all that's 5'3" always try to take that extra couple of like no, you 5'3" and a couple of, yeah. Y'all be trying to steal them extra centimeters. I promise you. Y'all be trying to steal those extra centimeters. Y'all don't. I seen it, but that's why I said your kitchen is giving off about 5'3". I could tell by the way you can't even reach that first cabinet that you only about 5'3". The first cabinet, you got 3 other shelves right there, yo ass. You can't even occupy the top shelf, can you? Ain't nothing up there. Oh. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, I'm 6'5" though.
Y'all told people when you taking away little centimeters and stuff. That's not fair.
Y'all be trying to add. Y'all be trying to add extra height, like. Y'all be trying to add extra height to y'all little selves, like you know what I'm saying, like you know how the gangsters be like skinny nigga, but I do a large like a 3X, you know what I'm saying, like, or you be like, yeah, but you know I'm 5'3", but I'm coming like 7'9", like you know, no, you coming like 5'3", like this, you know. Yeah, I mean, granted, you know, dynamite don't come in a big package, you know what I mean? So, you know, shout out to the dynamites out there, but that'll be nothing. Y'all be trying to change the idea of the, you know.
You see me trying to clean up the kitchen, and my son comes in here, and I'm like, I don't want any dishes in the sink. I'm trying to wrap up my ADHD meals here. I can't have any dishes in the sink. So I was, you know, I'm 54 years old, so I'm always 5'4". Like once I hit puberty or whatever, I hit 5'4", and that was it. But then, like a couple of years ago, I went to the doctor. I just did my physical, and he was like, "Okay, you're 5'3" and 3/4." I was like, said 5'4".
Nah.
He was like, "Ma'am," and you know how you put the thing over you. He's like, "Ma'am," and I'm like, I'm all like, trying to strip the spine. I'm like, no, I'm 5'4". You know, he's like, "Ma'am," and then he's like, "Turn," and he's like, "You are 5." But then I went to the doctor this year. Started doing yoga, and I went to the doctor this year, and he measured me at 5'4".
But because it has everything to do with the spine. So this is why they tell you to sit up. This is why they tell you to sit up straight in your chair when you're in high school and you're in, you know, school and stuff like that, because it's the spine. So as the years go on, our spine, you know, gravity presses and everything like that. So people seemingly shrink or lose a couple of centimeters on their height. You know what I mean? So that's where that comes in. So yoga, different things like that is a good way to keep that stretch, keep that, however you want to look at it. So that's why that yeah, that's where you keep on fluctuating between that 5, like me, like, I'm in between 205 and 215, like weight wise. I keep on fluctuating in between that 10 pound marker. Stop eating pasta, power walk. I just got a good digestive system. That's all. I eat that rabbit food too. It's discipline over the flesh. I used to, nah, okay.
This is a capsule maker. So I take myself. I have all my supplements. I'll show you. I buy come on, man.
You better not open no medicine cabinet. Nah, close that. Get out of here. Oh, all that supplements, all of your natural everyday vitamins and okay, ashwagandha. Yeah, you gotta get your stool. You gotta get the stool out.
I take them and I make this is horsetail. I make my own capsules.
Okay.
Because I don't always trust what they be putting in these capsules. They put a lot of fillers in the vitamins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I try, as best as we can, right? They already take the sick teeth. They got the cold meat. They taking the freaking seeds out of the food. I try to stay as organic as possible. My salad is okay. No, I can look it up. I still got most of us in it. I got some hemp seeds. Let's see.
I'm supposed to be talking crap about Jaguar, right? Nah, I said I was supposed to be on here talking crap and exposing Jaguar, right? I done got in an hour and a half conversation. Huh? Nah, you good. That's why I say that's why you supposed to leave room for that. Sometimes I used to just like going live and just see what comes out of it. So, this is right up that alley. Like, I don't like that whole like seemingly plan. The greatest thing is to realize that nothing goes as planned and to go with the flow of things. You know what I mean? That's the greatest thing you could do in the world is have gratitude and go with the flow. Like Bruce Lee said, be water. So, I try to practice that method all the time and just let things be flowing.
And I'm a Pisces, so we gonna flow all day and all night.
Oh, you February or March? Dang, I'm followed right behind that. April. Nah, it don't matter. Nah, 420. I'm April 20th. I'm on the cusp. I'm my own twin. So like I'm an Aries and a Taurus. Yeah, I'm my own twin. My sun sign and my moon sign are right there next to each other. I'm my own twin. It's very complicated because I have like, all the energies of an Aries and all the energies of a Taurus. So it's like I'm in my mind, but then I'm also bullheaded. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like it's tough. It's tough. Look, you gotta get your stool. You gotta get your stool out. Yeah. That's why you was like, I ain't going out in the wintertime. I ain't going out. My small stature fall out there. In that New York winter. Is it cold up there now?
cold front coming in. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was about to drive to Atlantic City. Well, Jersey. I was about to drive to Atlantic City and you know, hit the casinos, but then I see.
This weekend is supposed to be like some crazy cold front coming. But I don't know. You see me? I'm like, I live in nature. I did my Trader Joe's run. I got all my stuff. I got my steel cut oats. And I prepare my meals. Sometimes I go days without leaving home.
You say you do a what?
Do like my, do my grocery shopping, all my stuff, and I do days without going outside.
Oh yeah. I ain't gonna lie. Like I'm look. I already know like how I move. Like in the wintertime, I go get me a warehouse job, you know, you know what I'm saying? But when springtime hit, you know, I'm trying to make the trips, I'm trying to mingle with people, I'm trying to build the content, I'm trying to travel, so on and so forth. And then, you know, trying to go help build homestead, see who, you know what I mean? So like, but wintertime come, no. Let me find a cave, let me hibernate. I don't like this. I like walking, I like jogging, I like doing wind sprints and stuff like that. But in the wintertime, the most you're gonna get out of me, I do 15 minutes. I do what is it? Like 15 minutes. Who play football? Yeah, I ain't like that shit in the wintertime either. You know, I ain't like it then. No, I didn't. That shit be cold as hell. It used to be so cold when I used to get in the car. Like it takes so long for my fingers to warm up. Like, you know, when it hurt. It used to hurt for your fingers and feet. Like I remember one time, like my fingers and my feet was so cold. Like, and I was in the bathroom trying to warm up. You know how you like run warm water, hot water on your hands, thinking that's gonna help. Like I was crying. My hands and stuff was hurting so bad. I cried. Oh, I gotta reset the live. I don't know what it is. It might have been that medicine, that Dr. Quinn's medicine cabinet that your ass showed. I know, but it's products though. It's products that we are not. Yeah, we ain't sponsored by them. Yeah, it's like showing Nike and not being sponsored by Nike. You know, all this stuff. They got to make sure they cover their ass. Nah, reset the live. I'm about to get off of here anyway because you done took up. Yeah, you got to eat and feed the bird. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got to eat and feed the bird. Definitely. Are you going live later or you good? What's early in the morning? What is early in the morning?
So there is a yoga class online at 7 o'clock in the morning. The goal is that to maybe get up like at 6:30.
Yeah, back in the day, I used to do Taibo with Billy Blanks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I used to do Taibo. He used to be tearing he used to be, especially when he'd be like, double time, go. 1, 2. I'd be like, oh my goodness, come on, Billy. Damn, that salad do look good right there. That's nice and colorful with the chickpeas. What else you putting on it?
I'm gonna put some hemp seeds in, and I got some pumpkin seeds here.
Okay, pumpkin seeds. Okay.
I got some olives, probably I'll throw in there. And then I'll just put like olive oil and oil, and that's my kiwi and papaya.
Balsamic vinegar. You going with balsamic vinegar?
Yeah, yep, exactly that. Balsamic vinegar and olive oil, and then some Himalayan salt and pepper.
Balsamic vinaigrette. It's balsamic vinaigrette. Yeah, it's not vinegar. It's vinaigrette.
So my steel for breakfast is my steel cut oats, and I'm gonna put some honey.
What is that? Steel cut oats?
Steel cut oats, yeah.
That's oatmeal?
Yeah, oatmeal, yeah.
Yeah, stop trying to make that sound like it's something different. That is not steel cut oat. That is oatmeal. That is oatmeal. Yeah, that is Quaker oatmeal. You sound like my foster mom used to trick me talking about get up and get some cereal, get in the damn kitchen. It's hot cereal. This is not cereal. Yes, it is. It's hot cereal. Okay. You keep playing with this word with friends. I thought I was trying to come in here and get a bowl of Captain Crunch, some cinnamon toast crunch, or something like that. Running in here to get cereal, and you got a pot of oatmeal talking about some. Here you go. This is oatmeal, ma'am. No, this is hot cereal. No, it's not. It's oatmeal. I know oatmeal when I see oatmeal. And you did exactly what she did too. Try to show me the box. Look, it says hot cereal right here on the box. Just because you gonna show me it say still oats. Look, it say still oats. It's oatmeal. It's oatmeal though. Is it oatmeal? But is it oatmeal though? But okay, and are you 5'3"? And are you 5'3"?
The doctor said I was 5'4" when I went to the doctor last year.
The doctor's supposed to tell you that he needs you to come back. The doctor's supposed to tell you that. Come back in 6 months. You could come back in 6 months to a year. Yeah, come back in 6 months to a year. That's like the eye doctor told me. Wear these contacts, wear these glasses. They tell you that your eyes get better. Dang, now you look 5'2" standing back there next to the Saint. Damn, now you look 5'2" back there. You just took 2 steps back and shrunk. Whole foot. There you go. Now you looking every bit of 5'3" right there. There you go. Now I can see the 5'3". I can see the 5'3" in you now. You stand by the refrigerator, you start to realize, damn, you gotta. Is it black? Is it? Let me see. You see that right there? Now I want you to understand what you do know the refrigerators are standard height, right? These refrigerators are standard height refrigerators, you know what I mean? Nah, y'all little people be trying to make fun of big people all the damn time. Y'all look how tall he is. Look at him. Look at him. Try to see us in the grocery store, have us doing extracurricular activity. You mind reaching up there, grabbing that Charmin's up there? Can you grab me that Charmin's? Every time I come in here, it's like the stuff I want is on the highest shelf. Everything is the high shelf to y'all. Yeah, everything is the high shelf for y'all. Everything. You better not. Don't you pull out no. Don't. Oh my God, you just pulled out. That is for picking up garbage on the side of the road. That is not for paper towels. That is a garbage picker upper. Yeah, I bet little people are very inventive when it comes to reaching shit. My grandma had a boomerang. She would just throw it, knock the stuff down that she needed. It was a zapato. She just throw the damn zapato up there. Yeah, that too. She had both of them. She had a zapato and a zapato. She had both of them. She would take it off, throw it up there. Whatever was up there was coming down. You got a grabber, extended grabber. You buying, you out there shopping in a little people world. You out there shopping in a little people world. That's a little people shopping item right there. That's a little person.
My son always, and I'm like, why do you need a companion? So you don't want to be as short as me. And he always, when he would always like size up, like to see like how much he towers over me. Now, like I know you're tall, you should be taller than me. Make it kind of a little.
Tall people got problems too. We got our problems, you know.
Yo, there was a dude on the train one day. This dude had to be 7 feet tall. I swear to God. His head, he had the hunch over his head hit the top of the subway.
That's crazy.
I'm like, here I am struggling in my kitchen. Like I got all kinds of stuff on top of the thing. So I gotta maneuver everything because I live in New York, so I got vertical storage. I just am vertically challenged.
Right. It just says that, like you like to challenge yourself, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That's all. It's New York, you know what I mean? Little people of New York, you know what I mean?
So I'm not gonna get crazy. I'm done now.
Yeah, you going. Yeah, now I gotta go find something to eat. I don't even know if I got a salad in there to make.
Oh my God! What time is it about you?
I did. It's 7:30. What are you talking about? I'm on the same time you on. Yeah, I'm on the same time as you. Where you think I'm at? West Coast?
No, he kept saying I'm on mountain time. And I'm like, mountain time? Like Montana? Like, buddy, when I think of mountains, I think of like Montana. He just said Seattle. So he was 3 hours. Because I'm like, why does he go live so late? Like, I'm not going to live. Don't make fun of me because I can't find it. That's what I've been looking. You see, stretching to find my tops. But the rest of my salad already.
You got your salad. You got your breakfast.
I got dinner tonight. I got my breakfast tomorrow. I'm gonna have some salad for lunch. What I'm gonna do tomorrow is throw a can of tuna fish.
You got your oats. Oh, you gonna turn it into tuna salad?
Tomorrow.
Dang, that's what I might go eat, a tuna salad. That's what I might go eat, a tuna salad.
Yeah, I got cans of tuna fish.
But I don't know if I might make 2 slabs of salmon.
You got salmon in the freezer? That's what I need to do.
Yeah, I got some salmon. I'm gonna make some salmon. I only eat tuna or salmon. That's the only 2 things I eat is tuna or salmon. Tuna or salmon. I'll put it in some cold water. I'll slow thaw it. Put it in some cold water.
Oh, and cooking
tuna or salmon. See, that's the oil. That's the same oil I use. Extra. That's the bottle your balsamic come in. Oh yeah, balsamic in a glass bottle. You know what? I just now started eating instead of like jelly. I just now started eating elderberry, like elderberry jam. Yeah, so I just now started eating like elderberry jam. So instead of buying like grape jelly or strawberry jelly, I buy. Oh, okay, that's the olive oil right there. Yeah, I started eating. Yeah, I like elderberry, man. Elderberry toast, elderberry and butter, like, huh?
This is lunch for tomorrow. Well, what kind of bread?
Oh, if you're going, well, you can actually get like cinnamon raisin bread or something like that, but All right, let me get out of here.
All right. Hold on. Let me just show you Zeus.
Oh yeah. Let me see the bird.
Let's see. Zeusy. It's almost time for him to go to bed.
Nah, don't. Come on, Zeus is already a powerful name. Don't hit us with no Zeusy. It's Zeus. Zeus.
Zeusy. I say Zeusy so juicy. Where are you?
He's in the back. Dang, you got the whole cage high. You can't even see your own bird because you're so short. You just was on your tippy toes just now to show us the bird. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is crazy that you can't even see the bird. You got to stand there. It's still everything.
But I got a camera for him.
Oh.
I could watch him and I could watch him on the camera.
Yeah, I guess you would set up a camera because you got to step on a stool to do everything else. Might as well put a camera in there to observe him.
Yeah, like if I do go into the office or if I'm gone for a long period of time, I got him. I have him in the office, but
oh, you can watch him from the office. Oh, you got 3 guitars. That's nice. I like that pink one. I like that pink one. That's electrical one. See, my problem was I had to learn how to do left-handed guitar.
My ex-husband, my kid's father, well, actually, he played right-handed. He left-handed, but he played right-handed.
Yeah, I had to learn how to play the guitar. I had to learn how to play. I'm a left-handed person, but I had to learn how to play right-handed guitar. So you're not supposed to stroke with your left hand if you're left-handed. That's supposed to be the one that's moving up the strings and but I had to do it the other way, which is, y'all right-handed people always force y'all way of living on left-handed people. That's just
so my youngest son is left-handed, and
y'all used to hunt us at one point. Y'all used to hunt left-handed people.
I think I'm gonna look up the word Sorganax.
Everybody was there. We was all there. We just reincarnations, you know what I'm saying?
When my youngest son started showing that he was left-hand dominant, she like told him right with his left hand. I'm like, I can't. You know, a baby, like naturally he was reaching to things.
My baby mom did the same thing to my oldest son. He started off. He's
right-handed now.
Yep. He does like sports and stuff like that. He does like left-handed. He's like that. I'm stronger, with my left in sports and everything like that. And I'm like, yeah, because you're supposed to be left-handed. Your mom forced you to start writing with your right when you were a baby. Like he naturally like grabbed the crayon with his left hand, started writing with his left hand. And I was like, look, how you give a baby a piece of paper and tell them like you see what they're gonna do, and he naturally like was writing with his left hand. I was like, yep, there you go, he's grabbed it with his left, and then that's when she started teaching him with his right, and I was like, that's messed up that you're forcing him. She's like, well, I'm not going to be able to teach him if he start with his left hand. I said, damn, that's messed up to think.
My youngest son is left-handed. He's perfectly fine.
But I was like, and that's what made it even worse because I was like, I'm left-handed, so I can teach him. Like, it's not like you don't have a left-handed person in the house. I'm left-handed. His dad is left-handed, so I could teach him how to write with his left hand, so on and so forth. Yeah, as a left-handed person, we have to write with the paper slightly slanted, but it's okay. Yeah. Well, that's because like when I used to write with a pen, my fingers used to run across the ink. So I used to smear the ink across the page because that's the way we got it right. Now, back in the day, we was the shit because we used to write from the right to the left. So when we used to write from the right to the left, our hands was in proper operation on the page. Y'all changed it up from left to right. And why you keep saying y'all? Because y'all right-handed people. You right-handed.
I thought people as right-handed people.
Yeah.
Never did it. My mother was really upset too. Like, don't let him write. I was like, I would never. And you know what else I never do with my kids? And both of my, I live in the hood. Both of my
I live in the hood.
children are in good shape. I never made them finish all their food.
I live in the hood. Just FYI.
I'll be on a work call sometimes, and the sirens will go off, and I'll just be so embarrassed. Sometimes I'll put my thing on mute. One time, one of my bosses was like, "Are you outside?" And I'm like,
You sent me a bad. Look, you're making it. You know what I mean? Like where we see our youth not even make it to the age 20, so on and so forth. You're making it. You know what I mean? That's
this is my childhood home.
That's a blessing. Oh, that's your childhood in the area, the Bronx.
No, I don't want to say what borough because somebody already doxed me.
Oh yeah, never mind. Damn, you can't even give out the borough no more. Damn. You can't even give out the borough. I ain't about to pull up on you. Ain't nobody about to pull up on you. Yeah, but no, don't give out the borough. Don't.
People, I don't know, people, when I just went through Alice, when I tell you, like, what I just went through with that group of people, I'm like, these people are nuts. Like, it's scary. Like, you know, when you were talking about how, you know, people are like of a lower vibration and just mean-spirited and bitter, I'm just like, wow. Like, you want to talk about positiveness and Prince.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a nerd.
Right.
I'm a complete nerd.
Right.
I'm going to stay a nerd. You know, they want me to talk about things that don't really align. I'm like, I don't want to talk about that. And then you want to drag me. It's like, you know, it's not all of that. Just let me go. Like, you know.
I went through that already. I went through that. They started suppressing my content because I wouldn't talk about what they wanted me to talk about. But I still kept on talking about what I wanted to talk about: alchemy, moon, stars, and quasars, constellations.
We gotta get into this book, though. I want you to go. We gotta get into this book because I would love to do a live with you. We would really chop it up.
Yeah, I gotta get that book. I gotta order it. Send me the name of it. Send me the name of it so that way I can have the name of it. Yeah, definitely send me the name of it so I can have the name of it. That fits right up my alley of studies.
So this is the quadrivium, so it's other ones too. It's the trivium. This is this one because this is all 4 books in one, and then it's the Ciencia and Design. So it's like,
oh, it's 4 books, or that's all 4 of them.
So the trivium, you would like this one. This is up your alley. This is the classic liberal arts of grammar, logic, and rhetoric.
Oh yeah. Is that 3? Is that a trilogy? It's 3 books?
No, it's 4. It's actually 4 books.
Okay. Send me the link. Send me the link.
Send you the links, but you would love that. I need to get this.
Yeah, I gotta order them. I gotta order for all 4 of them.
Yeah, and then the other one. Ooh, the design. Technical secrets of the traditional visual arts.
Yeah, I gotta get those.
And then the Ciencia is mathematics, physics. Oh, I need this one. Mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology, and astronomy for all.
Oh, I need that one. Yeah, I need that one.
Yeah, I'm glad this one. So I was like, I'll find my people. And then I finally pulled out, because what we was talking about this morning, I pulled out my emerald tablets. I'll probably trip through. I went to Five Below. The world is changing. You will not, I'm gonna let you go, but I want to show you one last thing that's gonna give us hope for the world. I was so excited. I went to Five Below because that's my favorite store to go to, and look at what they had. My jam.
At Five Below?
Yes.
That's what's up.
I was so happy, and this book is a good book. It's they talk about, I don't know if you're familiar with Robert Feynman. What's his name? Robert Feynman? But I had read one. Richard Feynman. It has the intro. The intro is like the Richard Feynman. So it talks about the dawn of atomic physics.
Okay.
Yeah, it's I can't wait to get to this one. Quantum spin. That's my jam. You see the little things that make
you can do chapters of that stuff. Break down chapters of that once you read it. Break down 10-minute videos of it.
I've been doing a series, so what I've been doing is taking the Prince lyrics and breaking them down into the quantum, which people are really enjoying. Like, because I want to bring that kind of back, like that lyricism, like the language, like you say, the rhetoric, the language.
Right, the codes that they were speaking in the songs that they were putting out back then. Michael Jackson has a lot of songs that he was, speaking about a future, like Michael Jackson. I go back and listen to a lot of his songs. Prince got a lot of songs too. When you go back and listen, they realize, the power of word. That's why they had their own masters. That's why, Michael Jackson was able to go back and buy this and buy that,
That's why Prince was dope when he changed his name. So my friend painted this for me when he passed away. And see, look, Prince, third eye open.
Yeah.
So there's a song called Starfish and Coffee. So that's why he's got the coffee cups in his eye. But he's in the quantum.
Right.
He's in ethers.
That's tough.
And he's got it. Yeah, my friend painted that for me and sent it to me from Australia. Could I tell you when the day Prince died? And then I got my little figurines too. I got my third eye Prince here.
Okay. Is that her bobblehead?
You know, but I've been breaking down because as you can see, his last band was named Third Eye Girl, which I think is interesting too. And I think you were talking about that this morning too. He was very balanced in his divine masculine and his divine feminine.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was very much aligned in both, and I think that added to his alchemy. Michael Jackson too, because there's something about the androgyny. Because it's like you do have to have the feminine and the masculine. But I want to chop it up with you on all that stuff. We'll get to the quadrivium, some quantum physics, some divine masculine, divine feminine, all of that, the Greek mythology, the ancient Roman stuff. And I could talk about that stuff all night.
Yeah, me too. Definitely, we're going to get into some of that stuff.
But I'm going to hit you up.